I'm one of the world's top assassins. I had just completed a €7.5 million assassination job, but my employer clearly had no intention of paying the remaining €3.75 million. This broke my code as an assassin. I had to make him pay the price to uphold my principles. While home celebrating my son Carlitos' birthday, I traced the payment account to Munich, Germany, the very place where I'd assassinated the German Chancellor candidate. Puzzled, I told my family I was busy with work and decided to head to Germany to find this man who had no honor. In Munich, I went to the bank that had issued the deposit and discovered the paying company. Through layers of investigation, I found my employer's identity. To my surprise, it was Elias, the German Chancellor candidate's son. I instantly felt murderous rage toward this man who persecuted his own family, broke his word, and was so arrogant. Though this was an impromptu decision, it actually made things simpler for me. After some reconnaissance, I wondered where their family purchased coffins. Disguising myself as an elderly customer, I seized the opportunity to hack into their computer system. Through the data, I identified Elias's personal driver, the simplest and most effective approach. Today, the family was holding a funeral for the Chancellor candidate. This was my moment to strike. After preparations, I staked out the driver in their underground parking garage. I threatened the driver, forced him into the trunk, and eliminated him. I became Elias's driver. No one would notice an insignificant driver. I blended into the convoy, waiting for my target. Once Elias got in, I followed the convoy. At the right moment, I bared my fangs. I instantly eliminated the bodyguard beside me and quickly broke away from the convoy. After a chase, I lost them. I arrived at my pre-planned location. Elias looked desperate facing me, but he no longer had any chance for regret. After eliminating Elias, I threw the bomb I prepared into the car as usual, then swiftly evacuated along my pre-planned route. After a massive explosion, all traces of me vanished. Meanwhile, my wife Nuria and my brother-in-law discovered my secret room. To keep her out of danger, I arranged to meet her in Paris, France, but still didn't reveal my true identity. On the way to Paris, distracted by my wife's situation, I caused a rear-end collision. I'd intended to settle it with money, but the driver insisted on calling the police. When the officers grew suspicious of me, I once again had to clean up two unrelated individuals. Earlier, when leaving home, my wife Nuria had insisted on personally driving me to the airport. After arriving, I immediately took a taxi to my private studio to prepare fake identities and weapons for Germany. What I didn't know was that my wife had inadvertently spotted me leaving the studio, and that made her suspicious. On the way back to Germany, the employer targeting UDC contacted me again for a face-to-face meeting. I knew this could easily expose me, but my desire for money ultimately won over reason. I went to the meeting. They agreed to the $100 million assassination price, but could only pay $20 million up front as operational funds, and the job had to be completed before UDC's press conference began. I knew completing such a high-level assignment in such a short time would be extremely difficult. During the conversation, I learned they knew I was the one who had assassinated the Chancellor candidate in Germany. I realized they were investigating me under the guise of ensuring the mission's success. All of this violated my principles, but for the life I yearned for, I compromised anyway. Now I get started on my next assignment.